in an argument, one person wants to express their emotions and other person wants to hide, you know, push the topic under the carpet. तो
Yes.
वहाँ पे चीज़ें कैसे solve करें? You know, when one is an anxious type person, other person is an avoidant type.
Yes. So there are different attachment
Yeah.
styles which have to do with, your childhood experiences, who raised you and how you were raised.
Yeah.
इसका सबसे पहला जो step है वो awareness ही है. For both the spouses to understand that whenever things become difficult to handle, my spouse is going to behave in this particular manner. This is how he or she deals with it, right? And normally it happens that men shut down.
Yeah.
So there's again a gender difference.
Yeah.
Women wave in, whereas men cave in.
Oh.
Now, again, there's a biology behind this.
Okay.
So remember I talked about fight or flight reaction.
Yeah.
So when there is fight or flight reaction, cortisols and, testosterone and adrenaline, it is flushing, it is rushing in your system.
Yeah.
And especially men, they will feel too much of a overwhelm. So now why he or she is shutting down or wanting some spaces? Because they want to bring their system back to normal.
Yeah.
Whereas women, because of their biology, it's very easy for them to get back from this flooding to a calm mode. Because again, let's go back to, when we were hunter-gatherers, no matter how much argument happened between a man and a wife, the man will go out to the farm, whereas woman has to come back to her children to tend them.
Yeah.
So she has to calm down and nurture and nurse, right?
Yeah.
So over the period of time, what seems like stonewalling, it is stonewalling, shutting down or not addressing it or putting it under the carpet.
Yeah.
But a man is taking his own time to sort of cope up with the physiological arousal that has gotten caused because of that argument that happened.
Right.
Now, that does not mean that stonewalling is justified.
Yeah.
It simply means that please self-soothe yourself, do something that brings you back, or tell your partner that this is what I'm feeling, allow me some time off, let me take a pause, let me come back to you after 10 minutes, or let's talk about it after 1 hour. When I'm talking this, and when I'm saying this, I know it seems like a page from a fairy tale,
Yeah.
but this is what happens in a therapy room, where both the couples, they understand that our attachment styles are different, our communication styles are different, and both of us have faulty communication patterns.
Yeah.
Let's recognize that.
Yeah.
Let's acknowledge that.
Yeah.
And then every faulty communication pattern is replaced by something healthier and something which works during those situations when the argument is heating up and you're carrying so much of negativity against each other, and you're not addressing the current situation as it is, but obviously, there is so much past baggage, negative charge associated with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So आपने यहाँ पे healthy communication की बात की.
Yes.
I think it plays a big role
Yes.
in any other relationship, all of the relationships.
Totally.
So how do we communicate effectively in an argument when we are at the surge of emotions?
Correct. So, Tamanna, what has been seen in communication patterns, especially when there is argument going on, so most of the times two people, either there will be a lot of criticism, or contempt, or there will be justification, and the fourth is stonewalling that we just discussed, shutting down. So what happens during communication, I would say, styles and communication pattern rectification sessions is, first of all, you are psychoeducated about all 4 different patterns. So when I say criticism, it is very different from complaint, right? A complaint is specific to a particular problem, whereas criticism is very global.
Yeah.
You don't do this, you never do that, you always do that, right? So criticism needs to be replaced with appreciation.
Okay.
Not everything is wrong with your spouse.
Yeah.
There are some things which are okay to your liking also, but when we are in a heated argument, we are unable, we become totally blind
Yeah.
to that. Talking about contempt. Contempt happens when one of the partner assumes or thinks that he or she is superior to the other one.
Yeah.
So then comes yelling, abusing, belittling,
Yeah.
and calling names. And when there is contempt from one end, the second partner will always be defending oneself.
Yeah.
I did this because.
Yeah.
Isn't it? And now this becomes a pattern. So contempt again has to be replaced with being specific to the problem. Whatever is the issue, make it about the problem and not about the person. That is so
Yeah,
important.
That is so important.
And when you are defending yourself, you are just adding fuel to the fire, because you will give an argument in defense.
Yeah.
There's going to be another, argument or something, some other coming. So defense is something that people need to work on, and stonewalling needs to be replaced with self-soothing,
Yeah.
where you take a little pause, you take a little break, you leave that room, but you tell your partner, I'm going to come back and we will address this issue.
Yeah.
So I think two statements, Tamanna, that have worked the best in the past for me with couples to explain them. Now, my wife nags me and I hate her is the statement which a husband told me.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, your wife nags you, but you hate it.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between hating a person.
Yeah. Or hating the nagging.
When they understand this distinction, a lot of resolution starts there.
Yeah.
So this is the small little tweaks in our perspective,
Yeah.
in the way we process things, can save the major damages that happens to our relationships, in our lives.
Yeah.
And I mean, therapy is an investment,
Yeah.
because the biggest project that you will ever work on is you.
Yeah.
So learn to invest in that.
So give us some practical phrases that can actually work during an argument, not just with the partner, but any difficult communication anywhere, with in-laws, with parents, where we are not able to communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest thing that I have learned in my life and that has worked the best for me is, whatever happens, don't make it about yourself. Simply put, don't take it personally. So if Tamanna is yelling at me,
Yeah.
it is she problem and not a me problem.
Yeah.
But when I take it personally,
Yeah.
the whole
Perception.
equation, perception changes.
Yeah.
So if someone is angry at a particular moment or remains angry, he or she doesn't become angry just with you.
Yeah.
This problem persists with everybody else.
Definitely.
Correct. And you allowed that person to dump that garbage onto you, and now you are carrying that garbage all over.
Yeah.
So please learn to guard yourself
Yeah.
from that garbage by telling yourself, it's not about me,
Yeah.
it's about the other person, right? And in many cases, Tamanna, you must learn to say, let them.
Yeah.
We talked about control,
Yeah.
right? So many things that you cannot control, let go the control.
Yeah.
Why should people work the way you want to?
Yeah.
Why should they function what you think is most appropriate way of doing that? And you asked for the phrases.
Yeah.
Instead of making you statements, let the statements be I statements. You always yell at me. I do not like it, or I feel very hurt when you yell at me. Avoid using the words like always and never.
Yeah.
तुम कभी मेरी बात नहीं सुनते.
Yeah.
तुम हमेशा अपनी बात पूरी करते हो.
Yeah. हमने उनकी पूरी पर्सनालिटी को ही डिस्कार्ड कर दिया.
Totally.
Yeah.
And there are times when, your spouse or your parent listens to you, but when you say hamesha never, which is absolutism,
Yeah.
the other person shuts down because you have completely disregarded those times, those moments, those interactions which were sensitive and which were pro you.
Yeah.
So, and third very important thing, which is with children especially, मान लीजिए your child, आपका कपड़ा खींच रहा है या आपको ऐसे मार रहा है. So normally what we say, don't do that, right? You say something like, and it is true for adults also, I don't like it when you pull my clothes or when you push me, move around me, come from the other side. So you're not making it about you're not using a you statement, which is generally taken as an accusatory statement. Like normally you hear, तुमने मुझे गुस्सा दिलाया, तुम मुझे गुस्सा दिलाते हो, right? So rather than a you statement, make it an I statement, right? And second thing, tell them also what they are supposed to do or what they are expected to do. So when you give them a remedy, when you give them an option, when you give them another possibility, you're also installing what is it you want them to do rather than just ticking somebody for what has just happened.
Yeah.
So, I statement rather than a you statement. Avoid absolutism and talk about how you have felt in the given situation rather than what other person has done, and tell them what is it that you expect them to do.
Yeah.
Always give it a shot and see how it works.